Welcome to the 7th week of the BTFL season in Ye or London between two different Kurt Warners on two different teams. The Rams' Kurt Warner, he throws the down-up touch to Sir Isaac Bruce. He's using gravity to watch apples fall from trees. Arizona Cardinals' Kurt Warner, he runs up the right side, and Neil Rackers misses the goal of field. Kurt Warner from Arizona throws an interception to the Dre of Bly. But Arizona recovers that fumble. Edgerrin James runs the ball into Rams territory. And then the Cardinals' Kurt Warner, he runs up the right side, getting it into good field position. But the best Fletcher in all of London sacks the Arizona Cardinals' Kurt Warner, and Neil Rackers makes a goal of field. He redeems himself. The best marshal of all the folks runs the ball into Arizona's red zone, and Jeff Wilkins, he knocks in another goal of field to make it a 7-point game. Anquan Bolden, who comes up with these names, catches a deep pass from the Cardinals' Kurt Warner for a long down of touch. Marshall Falk, the best marshal in all of London, he runs up the right side, and this leads to a goal of field by Jeff Wilkins. Last-ditch effort, and Mike Jones, he stops another big play by Kurt Warner to make the Rams win 13-10.
The 0-2 Bucks and the 90 Bills. This one starts with Jim Kelly going over to the right sideline, intercepted by Rondé Barber. The Bucks with the ball now. Brad Johnson out to Stecker, who scampers down to the 25-yard line. Martin Gramatica tries to put them up a field goal off the upright and out. The score is still 0-0. Next time the Bucks get the ball, it's a fumble, and it's picked up by the Bills. Darryl Talley has it and runs it all the way into the end zone, putting them up a touchdown. Actually, the extra point is missed. Bills up 6-0. Keenan McCardell catches the pass around 25-yard line, and he fumbles again. This time the Bills pick it up. Leonard Smith falls on it. Jim Kelly then hands the ball off to Thurman Thomas, and he fumbles. It's a fumble fest here in Tampa. It's picked up by the Buccaneers by Quarles. Brad Johnson out to Keenan McCardell, trying to make up for that fumble. This time when Gramatica kicks the field goal, it is off the upright and in, cutting the Bills' lead to 3. Thurman Thomas here with the ball from the near sideline to the far sideline, down to the 40-yard line. However, that drive will be killed by a Dwight Smith sack. The Bucks now with the ball all aboard the A-train. Mike Allstott rumbles down to the red zone, and then the Buccaneers cap this drive off with a Johnson-to-Johnson connection. Brad to Keyshawn, putting the Bucks up 10-6. But Jim Kelly's not done yet as he rolls left and fires over the middle to Andre Reed. Number 83 gets in the end zone, and that'll be the difference maker as the Bills take this one 13-10.
09 Saints at 96 Packers. Drew Brees, he comes back from his 3-week hiatus at Lambeau Field. Edgar Bennett, he takes the ball up the middle, getting it close to Saints territory. And then Brett Favre throws it deep to Robert Brooks, getting it into the red zone. But he's sacked by Jonathan Vilma, and Chris Jackie adds a field goal, 3-0. Drew Brees, he throws it up the middle to P.L. Tomis, and he makes it into Packers territory. But then he throws an interception by Leroy Butler. Next drive, he gives it to Marcus Coaston, Drew Brees does, but Drew Brees is sacked by George Kuntz. And John Carney, he adds a field goal. P.L. Tomis runs the ball up the middle, sideline to sideline, and gets it into field goal range. John Carney adds a field goal, making it 6-3. Brett Favre throws it to the guy running free man, and then Chris Jackie misses a field goal, so it's all for naught. P.L. Tomis runs it up the right side, but he gets injured, and he's replaced by Ring Mike Bell. Brett Favre, he throws an interception to Malcolm Jenkins. Next play, Drew Brees fumbles, recovered by Reggie White as he gets the ball into Saints territory. But then Brett Favre, he gets sacked and he fumbles, recovered by the Saints. Then Mike Bell, he runs the ball up the middle, he fumbles. Reggie White recovers it back to back. It's pinball turnovers are contagious. Edgar Bennett adds the touchdown as he runs it in. And then Ring Mike Bell runs it up the middle, getting the ball to midfield. And then Drew Brees, he throws up the seam to Mike Bell 3-point game, last-ditch effort. Keith Jackson gets the pass from Brett Favre, but he's tackled before he reaches the end zone, so it's all for naught. Saints win 13-10.
Chargerdude95, founder of the DSFL 4, featuring the 2015 Carolina Panthers, who get the early lead against the 85 Bears with a scoop and score from Charles Tillman just over a minute into the game, and the Panthers lead 7-0. Then Dave Duerson scoops the fumble from Jonathan Stewart, which leads to a Bears game-tying touchdown. Willie Gault reels in his 7th scoring catch of the year. He has almost 48 yards of reception this season. That went for a measly 28. Leslie Frazier recovers this fumble. These two teams exchanged 6 total turnovers in the contest, but it still led to a very close nip-and-tuck game. Ted Ginn, the speedster, runs down the sideline, and Graham Gano gives Carolina the lead 10-7. On the return, here's Gault. And to conclude that play, he didn't fumble the ball, but he does go down with an injury, and that wide receiver Ken Margram, the 3-year man from Stanford, takes his place. Panthers up 10-7 of the second half. Devin Funchess reels in this throw from Cam Newton to put the Panthers in the red zone. Yet inside the 20-yard line, Newton makes an ill-advised throw, intercepted by Wilbur Marshall, the young linebacker from Florida. Then this pass is intercepted by Tillman of Carolina. Then here is another potential scoring drive for Carolina, but that pass is intercepted. The two quarterbacks combined for 3 interceptions to keep these two teams in the game. And at the end of this contest, Carolina wins to improve to 4-3, led by the 3rd best defense of the BTFL. The Bears drop to 3-4 with their home loss to the Panthers.
68 Jets at 72 Dolphins. Dolphins are on a 5-game skid. But don't tell Bob Greasy this, as he shows off the wheels, running the ball deep into Jets territory. Guys falling at his feet. Drive stalls, and Garo Yepremian knocks in a field goal, 3-0. Joe Namath, he shows off the wheels this time, getting the ball into Dolphins territory. George Sauer catches the ball over the middle. He gets tackled. It's a fumble, recovered by Jake Scott. But on the next play, an interception will be thrown to Jim Hudson. The Namath throws another one to Curtis Johnson. This would lead to Garo Yepremian knocking in a field goal. It's 6-0. Mercury Morris, he shows everyone his gaping speed as he makes it into Jets territory. Yepremian, however, misses a field goal. Joe Namath, he throws it down the right side. It's caught by George Sauer, but the field goal is missed, so it's all for naught. Joe Namath, he does throw it over the middle yet again to George Sauer, and they won't catch him. Touchdown. The game ends 7-6, and the Dolphins continue their slide, and the Jets are 5-2.
The 99 Titans versus the 87 Browns. We're going to start off with Bernie Kosar dropping back and unleashing the fury over the middle to Ernest Biner, gets the ball into Titans territory and leads to a Jeff Yeager field goal, 3-0 Browns. Another pass over the middle, over the left-hand side. Bernie Kosar hits his man, and then he's going to finish it off with Foghorn, Langhorn in there for a touchdown. Browns lead 10-0 on the ensuing kickoff. The Titans take the ball up. They fumble and cough it up to the Browns. They're going to have a great time with Hanford Dixon leading to a Jeff Yeager field goal, 13-0 Browns. Ernest Biner running with the fiery passion of one who did not have a great start to the season into Titans territory. Another Jeff Yeager field goal makes it 16-0. Now we have Air McNair. It's his turn to try to show his stuff. He makes a completion over the middle. Unfortunately, it's a fumble. Looks like the Browns are going to recover it. And now the Browns did nothing with that, so we're going to have Air McNair hit the right side into Browns territory. Another pass over the middle. It's going to be inside the red zone, but Air McNair is sacked by Mark Harper, and the field goal attempt is no good. The Browns get the ball back to Air McNair. He finds somebody over the middle. Mr. Mason makes the catch. He finds Eddie George on the left-hand side. Stiff arms, makes a guy miss into the red zone, and scores a touchdown. We're going to have an onside kick here. It looks like Sergeant Slaughter picks it up into Titans territory, and it looks like he'll finish it off with the score being 23-7. The Browns off the schneid and get their first win of the year. Let's hope more builds.
2000 Ravens at 98 Minnesota Vikings. Jamal Lewis, he goes up the right side and then goes up the middle, getting the ball into the red zone, but Dilfer makes a mistake, throwing an interception to Griffith. Now on the next drive, Cunningham chucks a contested pass to Chris Carter, but on the next play, he's sacked. It's a fumble, recovered by Jamie Sharper, and then Dilfer throws the seam pass to Shannon Sharp. First touchdown to Shannon Sharp this season. And then Dilfer throws it down the left side, across his body to Jamal Lewis, and he does the rest of the work. Whoop! Running it into the end zone, weaving through defenders for the touchdown. Robert Smith, he powers through defenders, bringing them into Ravens territory. And Gary Anderson adds the field goal after the drive stalled. Randall Cunningham, play action fake. He's sacked by Ray Lewis and he gets injured. He would be replaced by Brad Johnson. Next play, Brad Johnson, pressure in his face, the deep pass, the jumping catch by the Hall of Famer Chris Carter, and it's a 4-point game. Then Robert Smith, he gets the handoff and he also gets injured. He would be replaced by Leroy Horde. Trent Dilfer, he gets sacked. It's a fumble. Recovered by Jeff Mitchell, the offensive lineman, the big man. He's getting some highlights going his way. But then Trent Dilfer gets sacked yet again by John Randall, forces them to punt. Brad Johnson throws it over the middle to Leroy Horde, getting the ball into Ravens territory, and 4th and 6. Last ditch effort. Brad Johnson, he has plenty of time to throw, but he gets sacked by Sam Adams, and the Ravens win a close one, 14-10. 99 Jaguars at 06 Indianapolis Colts. Mark Brunell, he throws it deep. It's a contested catch to Jimmy Smith, and then James Stewart takes it up the left side, getting it into the red zone. However, the drive stalls, and Mike Hollis adds a field goal. It's 3-0. Peyton Manning, he throws it deep to Marvin Harrison, getting it close to the red zone, and then the give to a stately Wayne Manor, waiting in the end zone for the touchdown, first of the game for Peyton Manning. Fred Taylor, he gets the punt return, and he weaves through defenders, getting it past midfield into Colts territory. That's a great return, but Mike Hollis misses a field goal after the drive stalled. Peyton Manning gives it to Dallas Clark, and Joseph Live and Let It Die gives it in for the touchdown. He pounds it in. Keenan McCardell, he catches the deep pass, gets it to midfield. Last-ditch effort for the Jaguars, play action fake, and Mark Brunell, he throws incomplete, intended for McCardell. Joseph, Live and Let It Die, catches a pass from Peyton Manning, and Vinatieri adds a field goal. Colts win 17-3. Jaguars have lost 2 straight. Colts are now 6-1.